Here we go, Newton's Law. Man, Peggy.
Man.
What? Man?
Damn.
I've been waiting for this.
Trying to call you something.
Newton's Law, baby.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
We're in the street, boy.
Broke
man bull.
No. What they say? Superman no more.
Yes, sir.
Can you play the clip just so we can refresh everybody's emotions?
Yes, sir.
Different phase of my life that's going to require a different form of myself. Being in the NFL, everybody knows there's a large sum of money that comes to you in a short span of time. And being away from the game for 3 years, those checks don't come in the same. Like, I got 8 kids. It hurts me knowing that I can't provide like I once did. It hurts thinking that I'm Superman. But in reality, I'm just a man. What you're looking for is to reinvent who you are. We're going to keep challenging you. It's going to get harder and harder and harder.
Okay. First and foremost, that's TV, ladies and gentlemen, which means the reality of that interview was longer than.
They produced that. They
produced
produced
it.
that.
They cut it. They cut it.
Like, bro.
They knocked your head off, bro. Don't let them knock him restricted. Don't let him knock him
We
restricted.
were talking for at least 45 minutes.
Yeah.
At least.
Please.
That was just a step, bro. The editors and the producers did something that every editor would do. We're gonna lead with what's going to sell the show. Put it in the show.
Yeah.
Right? We were more talking about, just so everybody knows, and I'm gonna get to the point, but we were more talking about my emotions.
Yeah.
Right? Because in that episode, we fought, squabbled, milled, milling, boxed, right? I've never in my life had an opportunity to fight barbaric. Barbaric means, okay, when you're boxing or when you slap boxing, it typically takes about, in a real boxing match, it's about 3 minutes.
Right. 3-minute round.
3-minute rounds. Well, they were showing clips of the fight that, bro, we was fighting for well over 5 to 6 minutes. Yeah. Going.
That's what I was going to ask you. Because people was getting hurt, and I was kind of like, but they just got there.
Yeah, no, we were fighting, we were fighting.
Squad,
and this is where it was hard for me to emotionally come down from, because they were telling us to fight. Barbaric mean you can fight while they're on the floor. So when you punch somebody and they hit the floor, you can go down there and keep punching them.
You UFC going.
Can't hit him! Finish him! And I'm like, what's happening? Even in football, you got 4 to 6 seconds.
Before refs
hit
or
that
anybody comes. Yeah.
And when the whistle blows, you stop. Like, that's like the trigger.
Because y'all about to go over the cliff, they think.
That's where it was different for me, emotionally. And I had to really calm down. So when it was like, there was a clip that was like, look at number 16, look at number 16. He's over there doing some weird shit. But bro, that was the first time in my life where I had to go dark and stay dark, because that was my edge. And I was telling the DS when we talked, it was like, I could have killed him. And they asked a personal question of like, is everything like at home? Like how are you managing being in the real world?
Yeah.
It was like, we don't have those rage moments.
Yeah.
So today or that day, it was like something that I'd never had since playing football.
I got my moments.
So even though, so when you hear the clip, I'm at a phase of my life that's going to require a different version of myself. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And knowing that I have kids and I'm not able to provide, that's not saying that I'm broke.
And that's one thing I gotta ask, just to make it plain and clear. Is Cam Newton broke?
Who listening?
The world, Craig.
I'm broke as fuck. Nah, hell no. Jokingly, no. No. To be able to have touched the money that I've touched, I'll be a fucking fool to be broke right now. So, like, all the clips that I've been seeing is like, yo, all these fucking financial literacy and financial guru, bro, don't use me as no fucking example. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Cause, bruh, like, I go dollar for dollar with any one of y'all motherfuckers and understanding that, yeah, of course, having a kid, and my kids ain't the reason for anything. Because if you know how NIL work now, that's going to be the reason why I make more money. It's really an investment, you fucking... Come on.
Is it? But having kids like that, because that's what people equate it to. That's the main thing. You shouldn't have them kids is it that taxing with the money that you make?
Yeah.
Like to have that many kids?
Okay, I'm going to break it down for you, Peggy. In one given year, right, I've made $20 million plus dollars. It's not the flex, it's documented.
Yeah.
$20 million in the NFL, you make all that money in 17 weeks.
Yeah.
Can you divide 17 divided by 20 million? Matter of fact,
That's roughly like $5 million a month, roughly.
No, divided by 17, that's $1 million and 1.17.
so to break this clip down, when saying I'm not able to provide like I once did, I was making $1 million in a week. The graph that we were talking about, you know, in the production was like, a lot of these athletes make a lot of money early on in their life.
Correct.
And even if it plateaus, a lot of money that you're used to does not hit that mark. So I'm used to $1 million a month. What in the world could I do that can make me $1 million a month legally? So it's not that I'm used to making that. A week. I'm sorry. I keep saying them up. A week. Think about that.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I have created yet that can provide $1 million in a week. So when people hear I'm not able to provide like I once did, that's when I'm like, I have not made, in the last 3 years, making $1 million a week.
Yeah.
That's not to say I haven't signed a $1 million deal, but in a week?
Yeah. That's a lot of money.
Come on, bro.
And then you got, after those weeks, now in life, you got more time to make more money.
You got endorsements, you got all these other things that we're not even talking about that.
And why the crazy thing I was thinking about, while you own the TV,
I'm making money from it.
come on now.
But-
I'm just trying to say.
But in that moment, if we're keeping it a buck,
Yeah.
that was a vulnerable moment where I was honest. I still believe in that, where it's like, yo, I cannot provide like I once did, but I've heard this quote and it always resonated with me. I would rather live the rest of my life comfortably like a prince rather than to splurge like a king.
That's big.
Like, have you been on a private jet with me, Peggy?
Have.
Realistically, how many times have you been on a private jet with me?
Not often. We fly commercial.
Fly commercial.
That's the biggest surprise people think when they see you.
Bruh, so how many cars do I have, Peggy?
You do have a lot.
How many cars do you see me drive?
One or two out of all the cars.
Out of those, like with those cars, what kind of car is that? Just, and I'm not saying this to flex. I'm saying this.
You drive a regular pickup truck.
A regular pickup truck. What year is that pickup truck, Peggy?
Like what, 16, 15?
2000 and, I believe it's a 2018.
18, my bad. Yeah.
2018. What kind of car do I drive, Peggy?
What, old school.
Old school.
Yeah, I ain't gonna give all the details.
Right?
Check
I drive an old school car.
Yeah.
Now, with that being, I'm saying that because there's really idiots that's out there that hear this and see this clip and they go in, ain't nobody tell you to have all these fucking kids in the first place. Ain't this the same dude that goes into a strip club and compete and have a money war with another man? Yeah, but understand, the most that I've probably ever spent at a strip club, Peggy, and I'm just being honest, has probably been around $6,000 to $7,000. I remember when I did that. That was a Super Bowl event when the Super Bowl was in Arizona.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money being spent. But guess what, Peggy? That same weekend, you know how much money I made?
How much?
$350,000.
In a weekend. That's
In a weekend.
Yeah.
So when you really come down to the brass bolts of really, I could spend it.
Yeah.
I still got that money. You see what I'm saying?
But I had to ask you that though. You touched over $100 million plus during your career. Like during that time, obviously you changed your spending habits. But during that time, what did Cam Newton spend his money on during the time playing in the league?
Assets.
Elaborate on that.
Assets meaning appreciating assets. Have a real estate company where every single property, every single business that I own the land. And we're not going to really get So, but that's not liquid cash.
Yeah.
Because people just think, man, you touched $100 million. Why you don't got at least $50 million of that in the bank? No, it's in appreciating assets. If I spent X amount of dollars on the building fellowship, which is my premium cigar lounge or restaurant, which has the capacity to smoke, I own the land. So if the business fails, I still can sell the building and get more than what I paid for it.
I gotta talk about this though, Cam. Even with you had a cushion, $100 million cushion. All right, 90 to 95% of the NFL makes between $2 to $10 million. All right, during their career. Like in your unique position, and most of these guys weren't. Like what's some of the advice you would give for somebody like that? It's like 2 to 10 mil. You made double their salary in a year versus what them making in a week. Yeah. But what they made in the whole career. Like this, how should they live? Because there's a lot of players that we have seen in teams that they're balling out hard, and I'm like,
for sure. And you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You've seen it. Like for example, like you'll see a person pull up in the Bentley, and you're like, damn, is that the star player? Like, hell no, that's just a special teams player.
You 20 on the practice squad.
But I'll say this, having the money that I've had, and people will say this, and you got to be very mindful of who you take advice from, because there's been a lot of people that's been getting exposed saying that these are these tax gurus or these, investment gurus, and they finding themselves in prison because it's a fraud.
Yeah.
But I say that to say, I still invested money and lost. And it was invest your money, put your money in stocks and bonds and things like that. You're talking to a person, this is my deal about stocks and investment. It's still an investment.
Still a risk.
It's still a risk. So this is what they're not going to tell you. You get 2%, 3%, 7% on your stock or your mortgage, like put your house up and do it. I don't got to do that because I got the king remedy, and that's cash. Like I ain't got to invest my damn money. I don't have, this goes back to spending power. I don't have to invest because you're investing to gain. I'm just investing to maintain. It's a difference.
You gotta elaborate.
You're investing to gain. I'm investing to just maintain. It's like if I can have, like the thing about being in my tax bracket, the only thing that kills people is taxes.
Yeah.
So that's how you go broke. You don't go broke because you just have these splurging yachts and houses and this. You go broke because you don't understand the value of how to use your money to pay your taxes. Because everything that that $1 million a week year, I got taxed damn near 7 million, 10 million, if not more.
Yeah.
So it's a flex to make the money, but it's also what my baby mamas don't understand, what my friends don't understand, what my family members don't understand, what the fans don't understand, what my foes don't understand, what the people who hate on me don't understand. It's like, bro, no athlete just goes out there and be like, I'm gonna buy a Ferrari, then a Bentley, then a this, then a that, and I'm gonna buy my mama house and buy that. You can do all that, but you also gotta pay your taxes. And that's what they don't know.
Yeah.
Because when the IRS come knocking on your damn door, and they say, hey, you got state tax that you got to pay. Hey, you got federal tax that you got to pay. And you're backed with child support man, all the things that I've been through in my life, I was just lucky enough to be able to have had people that could not necessarily relate, but they could advise me. One person in particular, my father. I'm lucky to have my dad. But the thing about my father is he could not relate to me because our spending powers were different.
Yeah.
Man, why you buying this car? Man, you don't need this car. Man, you only can drive one. Yes, that's cool. But I'll tell any athlete who can, man, live your life. Spend some on something that you really want. You deserve it.
Yeah.
But understand, educate yourself too with, you have the opportunity that most people don't because you got cushion.
Yeah.
Invest that, lose that, realize that it wasn't a loss. It was just a lesson.
Yeah.
A lesson in knowing that, bro, every investment ain't a good investment and every investment ain't a bad investment. And understanding that the money that you're getting now, if you were to put it in a stock, it's not going to look the same as the money that you're making every week.
Yeah.
It just comes with experiences. And that's the thing that money gets you. It gets you exposure to be able to experience life. And why tell a person that, hey, don't spend your money, save your money? What's the point of having money if you can't spend it? What's the point of having these different things in life? It's not about being fearful. Because I'm going to tell you, when you step up to the plate, swing your bat. But learn.
In moderation.
Learn.
Yeah.
That when you spend your money, it's okay to have a Ferrari. It's okay to have a Bentley. It's okay to have a Rolex. It's okay to have a bust down. It's okay to buy your mama a house. It's okay. But understand too, what comes with being in this space where everybody knows your business. Man, Cam, you made 100 million plus and you ain't got nothing to show for it. So when they see a person in a vulnerable state, they just automatically assume, oh, this motherfucker broke. That's not the case, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand that I made $1 million a week.
Going on 2.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm trying to put myself in position to make $20,000 a week. In content, shit, that's a good week. $100,000 a week. That's a good week. But it still ain't $1 million. So spending like I once had, that's what I mean. It's not to say that, oh man, I ain't got it. And I heard horror stories of athletes that don't got nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
Man, I am blessed. Yeah. My kids are blessed. They in good schools, all of them. You feel me? And I told them all, I'm not paying for college. I'm not.
You're paying tuition now.
I'm paying your tuition right now. And the way I'm seeing these kids pay for NIL, they start getting NIL in high school. That's the investment.
Yeah.
Don't let that fly over your head, Peggy.
Yeah. So
when somebody says, you having all these kids, shut the fuck up. You broke it for... My broke, yo broke. Just two different bros.
That's fair.
You feel me?
I feel you, dog.
And I'm not where I want to be because I'm always striving. Because I know, even with this space, new studio, I own the land. And I felt we got to this point because a place that I own, I'm being told what to do, how to do it. You can't do that. Listen, bro. The goal in life is always to do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing.
You got the money to do what you want to do.
Come on, bro. Come on. I'm happy. Everybody around me is happy. And I'm just blessed to be able to use my examples as life lessons for other people. But we live in a day and age where they see a clip and they just automatically assume, oh man, he's not Cam.
Yeah.
Not the person who was the, and I couldn't wait to talk about it.
But I gotta ask you, just for a reality moment, right? And just the two comparables. So you have somebody at the age of what, 22? You was like Drake. You said 22, sitting on 22 mil.
Yes, sir.
So that was you versus a person like me coming up. It's like I'm more like a roller coaster, just that slow come up, come up, come up. Athletes, y'all get it so quick. It's like a slingshot. Boom, y'all just thrust up in there, like boom. So the thing is, now coming out of the NFL and just being in natural society, what was your money maturity or your mindset now? What was the shift or the change with that? Because you saying I already know that I'm clocking that meal or 2 meals a week. Like, what had to shift in your mind and know, like, okay, I'm gonna chill out on this type of habit, or I'm gonna do this or do that, or I don't have to chill out on habits because I done saved so much. So what mental aspect or maturity that you have embarked on during this time?
Just for people to understand, that's a great question. I never had a financial advisor. Never needed one. I never was a splurger. I never really was bad with money. I just wanted to be comfortable in my way of living. Right? I needed a car. I needed a place to stay. I wanted people around me to be comfortable, and I wanted to be comfortable. There's never was a time where I spent more than I was making. And that's really what money managing is. If you're spending $10, but you're only making $6, that's not adding up.
Yeah.
I was the one that's like, if I'm making $10, I'm spending $2. Going back to, if I'm making $350,000, I can throw away $7. I can do what makes me happy for $7. Call it what you want. And don't nobody say, when y'all go play for these golf clubs, or that somebody goes to these, everybody has habits. Yeah. Going on vacation, when you say, man, I want to buy this watch for myself, everybody has treat yourself.
The joys of life.
Treat yourself.
Yeah.
But understand, if your habit costs more than what your reality is, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the root of who and what we have as financial literacy in our community. Because I came from a cloth that, man, my dad probably made a good year was $80,000. I wasn't poor, but that was him hustling. That was him saying like, oh man, I got to do this. Oh man, I got to do that. And doing it. Man, when I was 21 years old, agents was paying me. And somebody gonna say, man, that was just what the agent would do. They got it back. Like, no, bro, when you're in Cam Newton, they know that they gonna make money with you.
Yeah.
This is, hey, bro, we wanna represent you. Mm-hmm. Like, this is money, we gonna put our money where our mouth. We'll lose this just so we can represent you, so we can work together.
Yeah.
It was that type of deal, bro.
Yeah.
So don't get it twisted, and it's hard for us, and it's so important. I know I gotta go, but it's so important for us to understand everybody's reality isn't your fear, or everybody's fear is not your reality.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I'm broke. Man, I got $200 in my account, and you talk about you spending $7,000. So like everybody say, oh man, you're broke different. But when you ask you're rich, like, bro, kids always say, man, 10 bands, but that's a lot of money. Man, $10,000 really ain't a lot of money, kid. Really 100. That ain't. Like now, in this point, in this space that I'm in right now, it's also teaching my team. Vulnerably speaking, when most would say, man, we just signed this deal for blah, that's exciting for you. And it's exciting for business, because we do have a lot of things that is working in our favor. But that ain't no money to me. In the grand scheme of things. Oh man, you just saying that because, yes, but it's for you to understand who you're talking to. I'm not talking down, I'm just saying, okay, how do we get to a point where we can all understand where each person's coming from? And even though I may be here financially, I may be here with just understanding. And that's the thing.